I'm Franzo, and today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to edit our newest episode of Daylight. Today we're going to be focusing on the introduction. Here's what it looks like so far.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host, Caden Broadnax.
And I'm Victoria Montori. We have a great show for you today. We'll be covering a lot here at SHU, including some special guests and the introduction of a new safety initiative here on campus. But first, let's check out what's been going on at West Campus.
Hi, I'm Riley Souza from Daylight. We're here at the Martiri Family Ice Arena. Sacred Heart.
So to start off our edit, let's just get all the clips in there. So we need SHU Daylight logo, the music, the Anchor's intro 1, Daylight logo, and a text box. So let's get all that in there. So we're going to go up here, new sequence, and we're ready to go. Alright, so let's get our intro. Which is here. Toss that in. We'll get our music clip, which is here. And for the music, we only want a certain part of it, which is right here. It starts here and ends right there. So we only want that part, so we're going to click drag audio only, drag that in there, and then we need Anchor's intro 1, which is right here, drag that in. We need Daylight logo right here, drag that in, and we'll get to the text box later. So to start off our intro, we did a page peel effect. So to get the page peel effect, we go to Video Transitions, Dissolve, Page Peel, and we grab the page peel effect, and we click and drag that onto our clip. And then we're gonna cut down the intro until they start talking, which is about right there. We'll drag that over, extend our logo a bit, and then to transition from our logo to the anchors, we're going to do a dip to black effect. So we grab the dip to black and we put it right in the middle of them, and now we have this.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight.
And for our audio down here, we want it to fade in as well. So for that, we go into Audio Transitions, Crossfade, Constant Gain, so it gets louder as it goes on. And we drag that in to the front of our audio clip. We also want that to fade out. So we're going to bring in an exponential fade, and we're going to crossfade those two. And there's that. So now for our logo, we want to bring that in a little bit earlier than we have it. So about right here, we want the logo to appear. And for the fade in of the logo, we want to do a dissolve effect and an additive dissolve. So we drag that in there, and then we want to have it fade out as well. So we do another additive dissolve on the end, and then it looks like this.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host.
And it's in the middle of the screen right now, and we want to cut that down a little bit. So you double click that, come up here in the left to Effects Controls, and you can play around with the sizing and location of whatever you're trying to move. So we want it about that size, and we want it in between the middle of them, about right there. That looks good. So now it looks like this.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host, Caden Broadnax.
And I'm Victoria Montori.
Okay, so now we want some text boxed for their names when they introduce themselves. So we'll do that right when they start talking.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host.
About right there. We'll bring the fade in logo here because Caden introduces himself
Caden.
right here. So this is where we want to start the text. We'll close off the logo right there, and we'll have it transition right into the text. So for the text, you come over here on the left to your tools. You click the typing tool, and you click and drag where you want the text to be. So we'll do one for Caden and one for Victoria. And then you just type in their names. That looks good. And then we're going to put the background behind it. So for that, we come over here to the rectangle tool and we do the same thing. Just click and drag right over their names. Try to make them the same size. And for this, we want a black box with white writing on top of it. So we come up here and you drag the shapes to the bottom so the text is on top like that. And we want to go into the shape, click the colors, fill it with black for both of them. And then there we have it. Our text is white on top of a black box. And we just want to center it up a little bit. Actually, we'll go into the text and we'll center it in there. So you go into text, hit the center, that looks good. Same for cadence, center it, looks good. Okay, now we'll just adjust a little bit. There we go. And we also want to fade in the text as well. So we'll bring that up a little bit so that the effects don't overlap. Fade in and fade out. And we're going to make the fades a little bit shorter on the text so people have more time to read them. And now we have this.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host, Caden Broadnax.
And I'm Victoria Montori. We have a great show for you today. We'll be covering a lot here at SHU.
So that looks good, and we're almost done. We just have to do the fade out and into the next clip. So for that, we are going to cut down the end of our clip.
Let's check out what's been going on at West Campus.
Just give them a little time to pause, and then we're going to throw in the next clip, which is sequence 1. I believe that is Riley's scene. Yep, so for that, we go over to our bin. We do let's see, where is it? It's hockey news story. Ice rink daylight, so we click and drag that over and in. Make sure it's the right one, yep. So we're gonna cross dissolve, affect that, so they fade together. I'm gonna try that again. Cross dissolve. Doesn't seem to want to let me do a cross dissolve. So for that, we'll actually just do, that doesn't work either, okay. So we'll just do a manual fade for these clips, which is also good for our tutorial. So for a manual fade, you would click the clip you want to fade out, which is this. You come over to Effects Controls, go down to Opacity, and from the end of the clip, you want it to be opacity 0. So to do a fade, you click this, and it'll turn on like a clock for it. And you want the end to be 0. And then we're just going to back it up about 5 or 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do a little more. We'll go right there. And then we want to bring the opacity here up to 100. So it'll go from 100 down to 0 by the end of the clip. And that looks like this.
Check out what's been going on at West Campus.
And for our next clip, we're going to want to fade it in.
Hi,
it looks
I'm
like it
Riley
already
Souza from
has
Daylight.
a fade on it. Shout out Julie for the edit there.
Hi, I'm Riley
okay.
Souza from Daylight.
So then we'll put in some text for Riley, and we'll put in the SHU Daylight logo, and then we'll be all set.
Hi, I'm Riley.
So he says his name right here. I'm going to put it in a little bit before. So again, text box, click and drag that, put his name in there. Got cut off a little bit, so you just got to make the box bigger. There it is. We'll center it up for him. Good there. We'll make it tight. We'll leave that here. Actually, we're going to go a long way for Riley here. Give him that. And then we want to do rectangle. Same thing, click and drag over it. Bring it below the text. And then we want to do shape black over white text. And look at that, it's all good to go. So we want to fade that in and out as well. Fade in, fade out. We'll make them a little bit shorter. And then we have to bring in our Shoe Daylight logo, which is luckily right over here. Just bring that in, drag and drop. When we come over here, we want to fade that in and out as well. Additive dissolves on both sides. We're actually going to leave this up over the duration of his segment, so we want to extend that to the end. Start it at the beginning. And we want to fade that out. And then we want to size the logo down and put it in the bottom left corner. Get it a good size so people can still read it and see it, but it doesn't take up too much of your screen and you're not distracted by it. So that looks pretty good there. And let's see what we got. So we'll start here with the fades into the segments.
Let's check out what's been going on at West Campus.
Hi, I'm Riley Souza from Daylight. We're here at the Martiri Family Ice Arena.
Okay, so we saw that our logo faded in before the segment, so we're just gonna move that up a little bit. We'll recheck that.
Hi, I'm Riley Souza
all
from
comes in at
Daylight.
once.
We're here at the Martiri Family Ice Arena.
There
Sacred
we
Heart
go.
University's on-campus arena.
And I believe that is going to do it here for the intro of Daylight. And then the last little step is to render your in to out. So you go up to sequence on your toolbar there, and you hit render in to out. But you have to mark your ins and outs. So we're going to mark our out right here, and we'll mark the in at the beginning. Go up to sequence in your toolbar, render in to out, and it'll load, and it'll make it high resolution. And then once that's done, it'll play it automatically in clear picture.
Good morning, Sacred Heart, and welcome to Daylight. I'm your host, Caden Broadnax.
And I'm Victoria Montori. We have a great show for you today. We'll be covering a lot here at SHU, including some special guests and the introduction of a new safety initiative here on campus. But first, let's check out what's been going on at West Campus.
Hi, I'm Riley Souza from Daylight. We're here at the Martiri Family Ice Arena. Sacred Heart University's on-campus arena slated to
So that's all we have here for the editing tutorial on Daylight. I'm Ryan DeFranzo. Make sure you check out WHR TV SHU YouTube and watch the full episode of Daylight. Thanks for watching.